Strong winds at Tunkalilla. The mini wings are up and flying. This is the strongest wind I've attempted to launch in, pushing my skills to their limit. The wind is very gusty, and the gusts are actually faster than my wing can fly. So my only option is to try and bring the wing up in a lull between the gusts.
Did it again.
I'm also not used to handling my wing in such strong winds. Jeremy's making this look easy.
Be showing my top paragliding skills there. Not too strong.
The experienced pilots are showing how it's done. Their wings are a lot faster than mine though. Nice launch, Harry. Paragliding is much more about skill than knowledge. Knowledge is important, but the more skill you have, the more challenging conditions you can handle. Okay, I'm up in the air, but I'm not moving forward. And now I'm down again.
Sorry. Well. Yeah. I think this is a bit too tough for me. It's a bit lighter further down the hill, eh? It's usually a bit lighter further down the hill. Oh, okay, so it doesn't make much difference. Doesn't seem to be much lighter. Let's see where we go.
It's very easy to lose control of the wing in these kinds of conditions. That's why I ball it up and then expand it out while it's under control. Build the wall before I attempt to kite the wing and then take off. This wind is so strong I launch straight up in the air. I have no forward speed, so the wind is blowing as fast as my wing can fly. I'm hitting the speed bar, which pushes down the front of the wing, reduces the angle of attack and increases the wing's forward speed. Now I'm moving forward. The surface of the hill compresses and accelerates the wind, so if I can get forward of that compression zone, I should be able to fly normally. The great thing about the ocean is you can see different strengths of wind moving across its surface, so I keep a very close eye on it, watching for strong gusts coming in. This is a technique called big ears. I pull down my outer A lines, which causes the outside ends of the wing to collapse. The wing maintains its forward speed, but it drops a lot faster. The downside is I can't use brakes for control. All I can use is weight shift. I'm going to need this if I'm in a lift band and the wind gets too strong. It'll get me down out of trouble fairly quickly.
Oh, I got reception up here. Definitely going backwards here.
So the wind had eased off and I was soaring over the top of the hill to gain lift, but then it really picked up, causing me to start blowing backwards over the back of the hill. Again, I need my speed bar to try and get out of it. Now I'm forward of the compression, wings flying nicely so I can ease off. Conditions are looking good now, so I've decided to fly east as far as I can, hopefully to the end of the beach. You can fly a very long distance in either direction here when the conditions are right, but the problem is a lot of the areas you fly have cliff faces with no landing, so I'm sticking to the areas with beach in front of them so I've got somewhere to put down if I run out of air.
That's not what I wanted to do.
I misjudged the amount of lift on the spur line and now I'm too low. Didn't want to land in old mate's front yard, so I put down in the paddock in front of the house. I've landed a very long way from the launch site and I really don't want to hike all the way back with this paraglider on my back. I'm thinking I could launch from the spur line behind me and then try and get a bit of lift and work my way back up.
Okay, just climb back up the hill, see if I can get some lift here and launch and keep going.
This is a launch site of my choosing and I think I've picked a spot where I'm going to get off safely and the wind's going to be right.
Look at that, successful launch. Let's get some lift.
There's a little bit of lift coming off the front of the spur line and then I'm going to have to cut across to the ridge behind me and sink.
Not so good.
I need to make it right to the end of this ridge where I think I'll find some lift where the valley is compressing some of the air.
Up you go, you do it. There is lift here.
There's a little bit of lift down here, just below the lift band, which I'm going to work as much as I can, so I can try and get myself up into the proper lift band. I don't want to walk back. Didn't think I'd make it, but the attempt was worth it.
That wasn't so easy. Low tide here. Wind's not too strong. Not going backwards. Just gotta keep an eye on that wind. No squalls coming in from the sea. Going up, up and up and up. There's a big gap over there that I need to fly across if I want to get back towards my landing area. And the problem with that gap is the air will venturi through it, so it'll be a really strong wind. If I fly into it, I could potentially get sucked backwards. So I need to fly in front of it, so I need plenty of height if I want to cut across it. So I'm going to try and get as high as I can. And then I'll cut across and see what I can do. Going backwards. So I'm coming down pretty quick, but I'm crossing nicely.
Alright, made it over. I'm now flying in front of the launch site. So now I'm going to try and fly down to the far western end of the beach, in the opposite direction that I went before. Crossing another valley, I've got plenty of height. Nice place, I'm jealous. No reception on the ground around here, but up in the air my phone starts ringing.
Hey buddy, I'm flying! Can you hear me? How you going?
That was my buddy Trev. He's helping me to develop a new business to support my adventuring lifestyle.
Woo!
I think this is about as far as I want to go. I don't want to be flying over those rocks in case I have to bomb out. Got some good height, time to cruise back.
Nice and high now. Beautiful wind.
I'm about 650 feet up here.
This is beautiful.
A big shout out to Mark for helping me fix my wing. Really appreciate that. Okay, going to pull big ears and bring myself down and do some low passes over the landing site. I want to practice my approaches so I can get better at the top landing techniques.
Can you big ears in for a landing? For top landing. Do you use big ears to get the last few feet down? I keep buoying up.
They tell me that the best way to top land is to actually fly in under the lift band.
Okay.
Yep, nearly got down, but the lift caught me and brought me back up again. It's a lot of fun flying around like a helicopter, being able to fly really slowly and do low passes over the ground.
It's getting a bit stronger.
The wind's building up and getting way too strong to be hanging around over the launch site. In fact, the wind's so strong that I push right out to the beach to stay out of the compression. That call over the radio was a warning that there's a strong gust front coming in, way more than I'd be able to handle, so I decided to pull big ears and come in for a landing as quickly as I can.
Okay, I've pulled big ears, I'm coming into land because they're talking about the wind getting stronger, and personally I don't want to get fucked up because I'm barely staying controlled as it is. Coming down nicely. There's kangaroos around here. See if I can put down near those guys. So at the moment I can only steer with weight shift. Hello kangaroos. Sorry to annoy you. Some nasty prickles here. Strong wind. Nice landing. Oh, that was brilliant. Got a real fly here finally. Went down to the end and came back. Yeah, I was happy.